whole wide world into new hope.
Sisters, maybe we can squeeze in a little more because there's some more brothers coming, so everybody, you can fill up the space here. For this evening, and we'd like to express that by warmly welcoming President and Mrs. Kim in our midst. So anyway, we know President and Mrs. Kim, but of course maybe they don't know each one of us personally. Huh? So they would like to have everyone say your name and
when you came into this room, maybe the ones who came in first, maybe you didn't notice, but the ones who came later, maybe you noticed some smell. How do you like the smell?
Sweet.
Very sweet, yeah. You know? You can have the smell from young people who works very hard, very active. If your physical body is very active and very healthy, then you excrete all the fatigue elements or bad elements from your physical body to outside. But when you become older, then you don't have this smell. So this smell is, maybe many people may think this smell is not good, but that's not good. That's not bad. This is very good sign. Very good smell, and when you have this smell, you have to feel safe. So this is the sign of health and also active function of your physical body. When I was in Belgium, also I spoke to the members, and I asked them to ask questions because I have many things to talk. So when you go to a restaurant, then you ask for a menu and you order something. So I have many things to offer to you, but I don't know which you like most. So I like to receive some questions from you, then I can talk. So now, you can make your own menu and you ask. Okay? So now you like to ask a question?
Yes.
Okay.
I would like to ask how you met Father, and maybe to tell about your experiences with your Father.
No, maybe that question should come later. Okay. Not in the beginning. Okay. More? Yeah.
What is the best way to support the campaign in America for us in Europe?
Okay. Anyway, I like to have many questions, then I can choose and I can talk. Okay.
Yeah, how can we work the best way together in Trinity couples for Europe?
Okay. And yes.
What is Vater's expectation, for example, in Europe now for the coming 3 years? 83, 84, and
Yeah. Okay. And also more?
What is the responsibility of Europe in connection with Eastern Europe?
More questions. Everyone should have at least one.
How to help brothers and sisters who get stuck in their faith and with a lot of resentment.
Okay. Okay, anyway, you keep many questions now. You don't have any question? Yes.
What can we do for Christianity here in Europe?
Okay. And more questions. Okay. You don't have any question? You should have any questions. Yeah.
What do you think is the most important thing in our situation in this moment for everyone?
Okay. Okay, and more. No more?
What kind of offer can couples bring in this time for Father?
What kind of offering?
Yeah, what you can do together in relationship.
As couple. Okay.
What is your imagination of the March in Moscow?
Okay, and more. Yes.
Why does Prabhupada speak more and more about physical death?
Okay, and more? No more?
Tell about how we can connect home church with all the other activities.
Okay. Just speak up now. Speak out. Yeah. More questions?
Father, speak about 5 years letting Unification Church free, and he looking at us how we react from 1978 in the last speech from Korea about indemnity. And he say now we have to start again, committing ourselves. For me it was a great question.
From Father's speech in 1978?
No,
Maybe God's speech.
This year? Why does he say 1978?
He said from 1978 around, he let Unification Church just be. And he looked at how national leaders react, what their attitude.
Okay, more? Yeah.
When did we go to Moscow?
Okay.
How can we become enthusiastic?
When we witness to people, sometimes they don't respond to the principle, and you put in much effort, and then you feel very sad. And I wonder what you can do to go on and to bring results.
Okay.
Can you give some help to how to control your mind? Especially?
Okay, yes.
How can we reach young people?
Okay.
What is your personal opinion about the situation of our church at this moment? A short overlook about the mistakes that have been done in the past. Where are we at the moment, and what do you expect us how to become, like in a maturing process?
Okay, the reason why I ask you questions is to find out what kind of thinking you are doing. Yeah, so, what points do you have more concern? That to find out, I ask you to raise questions. Your questions are very good, but we have to always think the fundamental thoughts, fundamental things about our faith. Of course, there can be many things, but there can be many branches. If we look at tree, then there is a big trunk and many branches and leaves. Of course, those questions like leaves or branches can be important also, but the most important thing is trunk and roots. So we should have clear understanding about the most important points of our faith of life of faith. Now, many members have been in our church for 10 years or more, or some members are, of course, young. But we have to have clearly understand that what is our goal? What are our goals? Our goal is to become a son of God or daughter of God. Everybody knows this. Then how can we become son or daughter of God? This is a really important question. And also we have to reach the goal, we have to know the goal clearly. We have to understand the goal clearly. If you have vague image about our goal, then you can never reach the goal. So to reach the goal, then you have to have clear understanding about it. Then what life should we have as son or daughter of God? And God spoke many things to us through Bible or through divine principle. And also our Father is giving sermons or speeches so many times to our members. Then what is the essence of our teaching? Father teaching of God. If we cannot understand this and just you understand the branch things, then you cannot go right direction. Maybe you are taken about many things to I cannot say it's not too important, but anyway, to not fundamental, then you miss most important point. And we see there is a communist world on this earth, Soviet Russia and Red China, many communist countries. I think you know the life in those countries. They do not have any freedom. They are not treated as a human being. And also we see free world, free countries. And we know many problems are there even in free countries. This world is the reflection of spirit world. From the existence of communist world, we can understand the existence of hell in spirit world. So communist world is the reflection of, that is the image of hell in spirit world. And God's providence is to liberate people from the hell. So his purpose of salvation work is to abolish hell, both in physical world and spiritual world. Therefore, if we cannot abolish communist world on this earth, then we can never liberate hell from spiritual world. So as long as there is communist sovereignty and people are under communist regime, then God's ideal can never be realized. So this is the reason why Father emphasized the liberation of communist world, and also he emphasized the VOC work. And from free world, also we know many things which are contrary to God's ideal We have to eliminate all those things. If we cannot do that, then we cannot have kingdom of heaven on earth, and also we cannot go into the kingdom of heaven in spirit world. This is the reason why we emphasize to establish through tradition of God on this earth. We have to re-establish the original relationship of husband and wife and family. Without having this, God's ideal cannot be realized. So when we say to establish kingdom of heaven, it's not just vague thing. It's reality, real problems, which we have to tackle and we have to overcome. And to understand, and we say that we want to become as children of God. And to understand this, the life of children of God, we have to understand the life of, original life of spirit world, where God is controlling. If you don't understand this life of spirit world, then you can never understand the future life of kingdom of heaven on this earth. Because of this, the understanding of spirit world is very important. In our principle of creation, we talk about the spirit world and also about the spirit man, but in many cases, even our members do not have clear understanding about spirit world or spirit man. Everyone has spirit man. You have your own spirit man. But you don't know about your spirit man. If you go out, many people, they are very arrogant and they say, I know everything. Many people say that. But if you ask them one question, they cannot answer. Even many people do not understand that they have spirit man. And if you ask about spirit man, they cannot answer anything. So without knowing themselves, how can they say that they know everything? So from this we can understand, man must first understand that he does not know anything. So this should be the starting point of our life. When you know that you don't know anything, then you will have desire to know something. If you think you know everything, then you cannot find anything. So Socrates also said, know yourself. This is really important thing for man's life. So we have to start to know from ourselves. This should be the beginning point of our life. Father does not speak about the life after death. Of course, when we restore one nation, then maybe Father will speak about the life when we go to spirit world. If he speaks, there will be many hindrances, because if they do not understand the contents and if they know only the results, then they can easily make mistakes or they can offend. Because of this, Father is not disclosing the lifestyle in the restored spirit world. Now many people think that the value in terms of material things, wealth, material wealth. And because of this understanding, they try very hard to earn money, to gain physical interests, physical things. Of course, to a certain extent, we need materials, because we have physical body. Therefore, we have to have house or things to wear or things to eat. But this is just the basic thing. They cannot be our goal. You know simply that when we die, you cannot take your material things along with you. And if you have many riches on this earth, they may hinder your way in spiritual world. Let me ask this question. Now we say everyone wants to go to kingdom of heaven. Then what kind of world you like to go? You like to go the place where selfish people live, self-centered people live? Do you like to go the place where those people live? If you ask anybody, maybe anyone will say yes. Nobody will say yes. Even they have selfish life, self-centered life, but they don't like to live with those people. So nobody likes to live with self-centered people or selfish people. Then what will be the world, kingdom of heaven? From this we can understand easily that the kingdom of heaven is the place where unselfish people live. This is very clear, very easy to understand. Therefore, if we have selfish life on this earth, if we have self-centered life on this earth, we can never go to the kingdom of heaven. This is very clear, logically very clear. Therefore, we have to overcome this self-centeredness, selfishness. If we cannot succeed in this, doing this, then we are far away from original life, from the life of children of God. So our life should be centered on this. How can I become a man of unselfishness? How can I become a man of public-minded? How can I leave the position where I was self-centered? So I have to leave this position. So our life should be the efforts to get rid of this self-centeredness, selfishness. Because of this, Father teaches us to become, to love other people, to serve other people. So this is to qualify us for the children of God. So when we become a man who serves other people, who can love other people, then we can become children of God. If we cannot become like that, then we can never become a children of God. We can never become children of God. So this is the most important point. So we have to try to become such a person. You witness, you go out and witness to the people, or you do fundraising, or you do other business. All those activities should be focused on this point. Fundraising also, of course we do fundraising to make money, but that cannot be the only purpose. Everything has dual purposes all the time. So the purpose of fundraising is to make money and at the same time to make yourself a person of giving love to other people, a person to serve other people. If you forget this point, this is actually more important than making money. Sometimes we hear that one member worked in MMT for 5 years, 4 years. But if he or she did not pay attention to become such a person, or if only he worked to make money, then he failed half in his mission. Of course, he worked very hard for 4 years or 5 years, but if he did not try to become a person, to serve other people, to love other people, then he missed most important part of his mission. So witness is the same. To witness to the people is not just giving God's words to the person. This is to serve the person, to love the person. Man is a spiritual being, and man can know whether he's doing it from his deep heart or just he's doing this from superficial attitude. Man knows immediately. Therefore, if you don't put your sincere heart from the bottom of your heart, if you have the spirit if you do this with the spirit to serve the people, to the person, to give him God's life to the person, for that person, if you witness, then the person will come to you. But if not, it will be very difficult to get the person. So we know, we have good example. After the Second World War, America gave much aid to the countries which suffered very much from war. But when America gave the aid, economical aid or military aid, they always put string to their aid. Because of this, they were not appreciated by the people or by the countries which received American aid. They should have given their aid unconditionally for that nation, not for them. If they had given that aid for the people, for the nation, then the nation and the people should have respected America very much, and they could have more friends, more supporters for their nation. But because America failed in doing this, therefore America came to have more difficulties. From free world. So we should do the same thing. When you witness, if you witness to get the spiritual son or spiritual daughter, or to have three spiritual children, this should not be the purpose. You should witness for that person, not for yourself. Then if you do witnessing for the other person, then he will return to you. Then you can have your spiritual children in return. Therefore, the primary purpose should not be put on yourself. Not to make your own children, spiritual children, but for that person you have to witness. Therefore, from the fundamental thinking, many cases our members have wrong concepts. So we have to correct this. And also we have to already understand that all the activities, the purposes of all the activities are to make us the man of God, to make us the man of serving other people, to man of serving, loving other people. This should be the main purpose, primary purpose. Then the other comes as next purpose. Okay? So if we change subject to object, object becomes subject, subject to object, then it cannot work. So subject should be subject, object should be object. Many cases we turn to the position. Object became subject, and subject became object. Because of this, we are not getting good results. Even we put in much effort, much time, much prayer, but we are not getting good results. And we know God's restoration providence is fight between God and Satan. We know this. And everyone understands that God is Almighty God. They believe God can do everything. But in reality, God is not Almighty. God can exercise His power only when He has His people, His men. If God does not have men whom He can control as He wants, He can never exercise His power. This point is the most important thing. But many people do not understand this. Just they think God can do everything. No. If God could have anything as He wanted, then already God's providence of restoration should have finished long time ago. The reason why God lost His dominion to Satan was because God lost His men to Satan. So God's work is to regain His lost children back to Him. So without having His children, His men, God cannot become God. And we know Satan has many people. Almost all the people in the past and at present, they belong to Satan. God did not have His people. Of course, Christians, they said they believed God. But in many cases, their faith, their thinking was different, much different from God. God's thinking and God's way of life. So now, God has sent true parents to us, and through them we learned many things. We heard many things, and we saw how true parents working. And we say we are children of God. We say we are on God's side. But let's say we are God's side. We are God's people. Then how many are we? When we compare our number with number of fallen people, we are really small number. Yeah? Satan's side is so big, we are very small, like this. How many members we have now, altogether? And God and our members, and Satan and fallen people. This is fighting. And in spirit world, there are also evil spirits and good spirits. Which is more in number? Evil spirits or good spirits? Evil spirits, because all the fallen people, they went to evil world and they became evil spirits. Not many good spirits. So God and good spirits help God-side people, and Satan and evil spirits work together with fallen people. Which is more powerful? Of course, God has power. But even God says, even though His number is small, but if these people are united with God completely, then God can work. God can exercise His power. But if God's people are not united with God, God cannot exercise His power. Now, if you look at the communist world, North Korea, or Soviet Russia, or Cuba, Red China, of course sometimes they fight, but for the communization of the world, they work together. North Koreans, Kim Il-sung, he trains guerrillas from all over the world in his country, and he sends out guerrillas to all over the world. And Cuba, Castro, he sends his army anywhere. If communist guerrillas ask for aid, they send immediately their troop or arms to that area and work together to achieve their goal. They are united. How about free world? How about our church? Are we really united in oneness with God? With our two parents? Many cases not. Of course we try to be united with Father or God. But as somebody asked, we have many resentment against some leader or against each other. You are suffering from your own problems. So we are not united with God completely. We are not united with two parents completely. How can God work? How can our two parents work? We pray to God to give us strength, to give us help. Of course, prayer is very important. But before we pray, we have to try to be united with our brothers and sisters. So, trying to make efforts to become united with our brothers and sisters is more important than our prayer. So we should pray that we can be united. But you have to ask God or ask good spirits to help us to become united. God is a God of love. God is God of peace. God does not like to come where members are fighting. He cannot come there. If our members are not united, even He likes to come to us, but He cannot come. He cannot stay there. He can come only where members love each other, members support each other, members are united. There God can come and God can stay. So we have to establish these circumstances first, this atmosphere first. If we fail in making this, then we cannot achieve our goal. We cannot do our work. And many cases we hear, especially after I came to Europe, I heard from many members the word resentment. I think this word is the most frequently heard spoken word by members. Well, I heard many stories, and I know some leaders were not right. There is wrong things. Because of that, you could have resentments. But then, who is to clear up your resentments? Then the leader who caused you to have resentments, he should come back and he should clear up your resentments. How do you think? Who's to clear up your resentments from yourself, from you? Yeah, many expect that somebody from outside should come and clear up your resentment. They think this way. But this is not right. Let's say now, the leader did something wrong, and because of that you had resentments against him. Then that time, the leader, when he did something wrong, then that time was he on God's side or Satan's side? Which side was he? Satan's side? Yeah, Satan's side that time. Then you think Satan will come and help you? For God's sake? Never. Therefore, you have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of your resentments. Nobody else. As I said before, if you have resentments and if you go to spirit world, then where you think you go? You go to the place where those people with big resentments stay. There you go. No other place. That's natural. That is logical. You know, we have a saying that the same color gather together. So if drinkers, they gather together. Drinkers, they come together, or drink all the time together. The one who does not drink cannot come together with the drinkers. If he comes, then he'll be persecuted, maybe. They'll push you to drink. If you don't, then they'll just kick you away. You cannot stay there. So if you have many resentment, then you go to the spirit world where the people who have big resentments gather. There you go. No other place. However, you try to go other place, you cannot go other place. Therefore, if you don't like to go, if you don't like to live with the people who have many resentments, then you'd better clear away your resentments. See? No other people can help you. You have to clear up your resentments. Then how can you cleanse your resentful heart? By forgiving the person. By forgiving the person. Because when he made mistake, he was on Satan's side. Therefore, if you forgive him, then you are already higher than. You put yourself higher position than him. You already become victorious person. And if you forgive the person who caused you trouble, then also you will be forgiven. If you did something wrong to somebody else, by forgiving other people, your mistakes will be forgiven. So by forgiving, you will be forgiven. This is the principle of give and take action. So if you give life to other people, you can be given life for yourself. So the reason why we have to witness to the people, that is this. By giving God's life to other people, also you get God's life. And therefore, from our church, among our members, we have to cleanse all our feelings. We have to have good feelings, loving spirit. If we do this, then everyone will be attracted to us. When in Korea we sent out many blessed wives. They lived at one center. There were many teams. Those teams where all the members dearly loved each other and they became one, then many neighbors came to our center. Even they did not invite, but they just came. And they didn't want to leave the place. Their heart was attracted to that place. So even without speaking, they were gathered and they were made our members. This is what God wants us to do. So we have to show good example to other people. We have to show this true life of love, true life of harmony. If we cannot show this, then our words become just empty words. So we say, our knowledge and our action should become one. What do we know? We have to practice. So we know something by our head and we live different way, then it does not make a sense. So from our fundamentals, from the fundamentals of our life of faith, we have to correct. And from to this, we have to add our prayer and our work. Then we can achieve our goal. We can realize God's ideal on this earth. Okay, just now I talked about fundamental things. Then you ask question. Okay. Now some questions are answered already. Yes.
Could you maybe tell something about how spirit world is working in connection to what is happening behind the Iron Curtain? That the spirit world is working.
Spirit men in spirit world, they are also very ignorant. They do not know divine principle. Therefore, in the spirit world also, they have to learn divine principles. Therefore, our members who went to the spirit world, they are very busy now in the spirit world to teach the truth to the fallen spirits. But it is very difficult to change your conscious, their conscious. Now, so some people who have a reincarnation thinking, I think you have some experience with those people. If you try to convince them that that is wrong, mistake, is it easy to change their idea? Very difficult. Even if they go to spiritual, it's more difficult to change their concept. In this life, it's very easy to change our concept because we can hear many things. We can act as we want. But in spiritual, you cannot act as you want. You are bound by the spiritual law. So if you go certain place, then you cannot get out of that area. So you are not free to contact people with other area. But in this world, it's not. Evil person can contact with good people. You are free. You can meet with anybody. You can talk with anybody. But in spirit, it is not. So it is more difficult. But here, it is easier, but still it's so difficult to change man's idea. Sometimes those atheists, they believe that spirit man does not exist. After they go to spirit world, still they don't believe. Even they have the spirit man, but they don't believe spirit man exists. They think their thinking is just continuation of their physical life. They think that way. It takes so many years to understand the real meaning of spiritual life. Therefore, when you listen to Divine Principle lectures, your ancestors, good spirits, come to you, and when you hear the lecture, they listen to the lecture together with you. And when you study the Divine Principle book, it is not only your study, but your ancestor spirits also study together with you. Because of this, the study of Divine Principle of attending lecture is very important. Not only for you, but for the spirit person, spiritual beings connect to you, for their education. It is very important. So many spirits come and they want to hear Divine Principle, but without going through somebody, they cannot hear. Now, yeah.
You can a little something about the spiritual world is working by influence.
Spirit world is working?
How is the spiritual working by influence?
Oh, spiritual growth? Spiritual growth, you mean? Spiritual growth, your growth? Spirit world is. Spirit world is working? Yeah, when you do, yeah, sure. Yeah, fundraising, yes, of course, they want to help you. Yeah. Good spirit, they want to help you. Yeah. But that case also you have to have good attitude, good heart. If you really want to, therefore, the reason why I'm doing fundraising is to achieve God's idea, to save other people. By our work, I want to save the people who are suffering. We have to have this strong desire for that. Then spiritual world can help you more. Not just to achieve your daily goal. No. I forgot something to talk. No more questions?
Can you advise us about
And father has suffered so much, and also father was put in prison in North Korea, in this South Korea, and this time is in America. And the father should not have suffered in America, because he already suffered enough. But because of our members who should have supported father better way, but because of our failure in supporting father, we made a mistake. Actually, father does not know too well about laws or anything. Therefore, the members who worked with father should have paid more attention about what they were doing, and they should not have made any mistake like they made at tax problem. Therefore, we should feel more responsibility for that. And if father suffers, then we know that father's cause is our cause. We are following father's path. So if father suffers more, then the followers must suffer more. This is principle. You know that. So if father did not receive any persecution, then should we have received persecution? No persecution for us. Because father suffered much. But father received persecutions, therefore we are receiving persecution. So we pray for God, Father, is not only a prayer for our Father, but it's a prayer for us. For Father, it's not too important thing. If he goes to prison, maybe he can just stay there. Maybe he may feel better, more comfortable, but he does not have to work too hard. He can rest there. See, as a person, as a private person, maybe he may like it. But for God's work and for our members, he does not want to suffer more. You imagine, if father goes to prison, then what life should we have? Can we sleep just easily and comfortably, like we do? We cannot do that, Therefore, for God's providence and for the members of our church and for the people to follow, for us and for them, we have to pray for Father. So this is our work, not Father's work. You understand? Many cases, many members do not understand this. Just they think we are just praying for Father's sake. But that's not true. And when Jesus was led to the Mount Golgotha with cross, and many women cried, and what did Jesus say? Don't cry for me, but cry for your children. He said that. Same thing. So we have to think, Father's court case is my court case, our court case. So when we think this way, then Father and we can really become one. If we think Father's court is Father's and I don't have any direct connection, then Father and we are separated already there. No more question.
About Trinities.
Oh, Trinities. To have good effects of your prayer, then of course you can pray for yourself by yourself alone. But if 3 people gather together and they pray, then it will have more effect. And Bible says that. If 2 people gather together and you pray, then Father will hear more. That is written in Bible. And Trinity is just a base for existence. If 3 people, and for 2 people to be united, very easy. 2 people can easily become united. But for 3 people to be united, it's very difficult. You know that. So to pray in Trinity means 3 people become united in their heart. So first we have to establish this relationship. 3 people must become one. Then they pray together. They already, big thing is done. By becoming one. Big condition is made. Therefore, when they pray, God works more actively. If 3 people can unite, then also you can unite with any other people. Because when 3 people come together, they represent 3 archangels actually. 3 archangels. And 3 archangels could not be united. Therefore also fall came. So we have to restore this. So Trinity means that. Restoration of 3 archangels. So when 3 people come together, maybe if 2 people speak, they become very friendly, then the other person feels something, jealousy or. So it's really difficult to unite with the 3 people. And you have your Trinity, so you have really tried to become one. If you succeed in making a Trinity one, then that is already big progress in your life of faith.
How can you really come to Moscow?
That's come later. We have to establish other things first. Huh? Yeah. So if we really become one with our church, our brothers and sisters, then God will give more power. And also Father is doing many things now, ICOS or media conference, many things. And he said one time, he said that if he hold this conference in Moscow, does not have to mobilize too many members there. If just invite many professors, scholars there, and if with a big meeting, that can be Moscow rally. There we can speak, Father can speak, or many will speak. That's a declaration already. We don't have to have big rally outside. No, inside is enough.
In Holland, the peace movement is very active, and they are also supported by very communists, and they spread all over Europe.
Yes.
So far, there hasn't been so much attention of carp activities in Holland. I think Holland is one very central point for communist activities.
Yes.
So I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah, but the Satan is so active. So Satan uses all kinds of things. They are champions of disguise. Disguisement. Yeah. They cover everything on their top. They don't show their true identity, like wolves with a sheep skin. The piece is sheep skin. Yeah. But in the back scene, they are preparing. They are building up with military power. So whenever they think they are stronger than free world America, they just use their power. Until that time, they want to gain time. To gain time, they do that. And also to weaken their enemy, they mobilize peace movement. Okay, so I understand everybody understands everything. So I'm very happy.
Recently, Father gave big speech about you have to learn how to speak Korean.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you cannot have.
Yeah, that is also another problem, especially for Western members. It's a very difficult task to learn Korean language. That is this. God is our Father, and our true parents are their God's representative. So we know first Adam and Eve should have been physical body of God. So the purpose of God's creation of man was to have physical body. God did not have physical body. Therefore, He wanted to have physical body for His own. This is the reason why God created first man and first woman. So if Adam and Eve had grown to perfection, then their physical body become God's physical body. They become first ancestors of mankind. So God and first Adam and Eve, they become one. So they become the center of universe, center of human mankind. So our true parents is the same. Our true parents are in place of first man and woman. So God and our true parents become one. This is the beginning point of human race. Therefore, every man who belong to God must learn their language from their father and mother. If man had not fallen, then every man should have used the language of Adam and Eve. No other language. There should have been only one language. But because of the fall, confusion came and many different languages came. So we have to restore this. And to become children of God, then we have to be able to use our first ancestors' language. So we have to learn language from our father and mother. If you don't understand your father's language, your mother's language, then you cannot be called their children. So learning language is just not like learning foreign language. It's different, entirely different from learning other foreign language. This is to equip the qualification to become the children of true father and mother. For this we have to learn Korean language. If they use other language, then we have to learn the other language. But they happen to use Korean language, therefore we have to learn Korean language. No other choice. And the father is inviting blessed children. Also from Johanna is in Korea. The father said that, of course, we also have to learn Korean language, but especially the children from blessed couples, they have to use Korean language. So this is the reason why father is inviting them to come to Korea and study there. If they study in Korea for 6 years, they can use Korean language as Korean people. No problem. So, and I think they are speaking now Korean language. Bana and Helga, I think they are doing all right now. And we have now 4 Western children, 1 from America, 3 from Europe, and 7 Japanese children. They are now studying in Korea. So they are learning Korean language, and also they speak Korean language. And I read in Japanese magazine that's published by a Japanese family. They interviewed before they left for Korea with Japanese children, and they said it will be difficult, but one child said, "This is my destiny to learn Korean language." So he had to learn. His destiny to go to Korea to learn Korean language. He said that. So this is our destiny, to learn Korean language. You don't study Korean language because you like, but this is must, whether you like or not. So those, and I think for Oriental people, for Japanese people, it's much easier than Western people to learn Korean language, because grammar is very similar. So we have many things to do. We have many things to do.
Is there some time before your children may come to Europe?
No. 아니? Okay, no. I don't think they come. If they come, they have to learn German language or other language. It's very difficult to learn. They already learn the English, and if they learn other foreign language, then also they may forget Korean language. It's not good. Not only language, but also culture is very important. So you don't have a blackboard. We have very interesting system in Korea. We have big family system, and we have you have many relatives also, but you say just a cousin, but we don't say cousin, or different by the distance, by the closeness of blood lineage. We call different. We have different name. This is only Korean people have. No other people have this system in the world. So we say, their father and mother, husband and wife, between them there is no distance. We call it muchon. So the unit of distance is chon. So that is the unit of distance. And between husband and wife, no distance, no chon. So already, even you may think Korean people are not like Western people. In Western world, you consider the relationship of husband and wife is very important. And you might think that in Korea it's not like that, but it's not. From this system we understand that. They already considered man and woman are one. So man and woman cannot be separated. Therefore, there's no distance, muchon, no distance. But between parents and children, there's one distance. So one chon is one chon. So father and mother and son is one chon. Then how about brother and brothers? And what is the distance between your brothers? No. Because the connection between brother and sisters, brother, you have an elder brother, younger brother, that is because of your parents. If there are no parents, they cannot have connection, relationship. Therefore, this one comes through parents. So, parents and brother is one chon, and this brother with parents is one chon. So they come through parents. So therefore, this distance becomes two chon. You understand? The concept is very interesting, very ideal. You understand? So they all think through parents. So elder brothers and parents are one chon, and younger brother and parents are one chon. Therefore, this elder brother, younger brother, the two chon, because they come through parents. You see, two chon. Then how about cousin, uncle and your nephew? How many chon is that? Uncle and nephew. Yeah, three chon, because your uncle and your father is two chon, brothers. And your son is one chon, and 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 chon. That's uncle and nephew. And how about your uncle's son and your son, you? How many chon? 4 chon. 4 chon. So by that, by measurements, 4 chon, 5 chon, 6 chon. So it's very clear. The distance is very clear. But in your word, just you say cousin, but you don't know how close it is. But we say 4 chon, 6 chon, 8 chon. By that you can know how far, how distant it is. 10 chon. We count that.
Mrs. Young Kim, how many spiritual chons through parents?
How many spiritual chons?
Yeah, like the spiritual parent of Mrs. Young Kim, or is how many spiritual parents between two parents and Mrs. Young Kim?
Mrs. Young Kim, who is Mrs. Young Kim? Oh. 누가? 그런가?
you will feel a feeling.
Spiritual son, we don't count spiritual son.
I know how many spiritual parents are between me and Mrs. Yang Un Kim, but I'd like to know how many spiritual parents between...
I don't know, you have to ask Mrs. Yang Kim. Okay. So now you have to learn Korean language, but also you have to learn Korean culture. Language is the expression of their idea, or culture. So by learning Korean language, also you can learn Korean culture. The importance of family system. Of course, by the fall of man, God lost his original culture. But God's work is to restore his lost culture back. And he cannot suddenly restore his culture, back. So he's been working through different nations, different way. So there are many different nations, many different races on this earth, but through one nation, God has been working to establish not exact one, but close one to God's original culture, the family system. So Korean family system is very, not exact, but very close to God's original family system. So the way they live, there are many things which we have to know. Okay, I think it's not too good to talk too long, so I like to hear your singing. Okay? Come on. Okay. No. Who is good singer? Yeah. Who is good singer? Yeah? Okay. Yeah. Okay, before you sing a song, I have to explain this. You know this picture? Who is this? Late Mr. Yu. Huh? Yeah. Okay, just sit down. He was 6 years older than father. And how was John the Baptist to Jesus? 6 months older than Jesus, but he was 6 years older than father. So father called him John the Baptist to father. And at the time of Jesus had 3 disciples. Also father had 3 disciples, and he was the second one. He is the second one. And 3 disciples also represent Adam, Jesus, and the Lord of Second Advent. So he represents Jesus, and Jesus died before he could establish, he could realize God's ideal. Same way, also he died, and he went to the spirit world in 1970. And he wrote the book of Divine Principle in Korean. And if you go to spirit world, it's not easy to come back to this world. It's very difficult. It takes many years, and there are many things to clear up. And to work freely, it takes time. And from last year, he came to appear to our members. You know David Hoss? Yeah. And his wife is Japanese, Tako Hoss. And also there was one sister, American sister, who was working for News World. And he came to them and he taught many things concerning spirit world and how to pray. And he said that now 1/3 of our day, our time, one day is 24 hours, and 1/3 of 24 hours is 8 hours. So during 8 hours, Satan can invade, evil spirit can invade, because we know among 3 archangels, 1 archangel fell. And Bible says that 1/3 of angels fell. Therefore, 1/3 of our time, Satan can invade. So he asked them to pray to bind evil angel, evil spirit, not to invade them, invade us, invade them. So every 8 hours we have to pray. He said that, and also he taught them the formula, prayer formula. There's a way to pray. And I don't have that now here. And to get help from spirit world, we have to remember them. And for you to work for somebody, if somebody does not recognize your work, and if someone does not appreciate your work, then you would like to continue your work to help the person? How? How about that? How? You don't like to continue. Therefore, to get continued help from spirit world, then you have to recognize him for his help. And you have to feel grateful for the help from that person. And he is trying very hard to help us. So we have to remember not only him, but many members who went to spirit world from our church. They also work very hard to help us. We have to remember them, and we have to have a grateful heart for them, for their efforts to help us. So he represents our members who went to spirit world. He is the representative of Unification Church Spirit men in spirit world. So by remembering him, also we remember our members in spirit world. And the reason why I brought his picture is to better remember him. So I like to have his picture in your prayer room. So you have a father and mother's picture in your prayer room, and I want to put this picture in frame, and also I ask you to have picture of Jesus put in frame, and his Jesus picture and his picture you put side. If you have a father and mother picture here, then you put this picture side, not the same height but side. And you remember when you pray, you ask them to help you. Huh?
How can we get a picture of Jesus?
Okay. And Christianity is founded by Jesus, therefore we have to remember him. And we have to ask him to help us for our Father's work. So. This is for
member asked about your testimony. You said later.
no, but I usually don't speak about my testimony.
You can say something.
No, it takes too much time. Yeah. Too much time.
Oh, we
So.
have time.
Okay, we'll hear singing songs.
And after singing.
고개로 넘어간다. 어느새 땅이 이루어졌네. 새 노래 부르며 화동만세. 아리랑 아리랑 아라리요 아리랑 고개로 넘어간다. 나를 버리고 가시는 님은 십리도 못 가서 발병한다.
The title Arirang, this is very old song, and many Korean people, they remember this song and they sing whenever they have joy or they have sorrow. So this song lived with Korean people for many years, for a long time. But until this day, they did not know the meaning of Arirang, what Arirang meant. And maybe about 10 years ago, we had one old man came to our church. He had white hair, and he was called as old man from Whitehead Mountain. In Korea, the highest mountain is Whitehead Mountain. It is in North Korea, and that it is covered with white snow. And because this old man has white hair, therefore we called him Whitehead Mountain Old Man. See? Yeah. And he received the revelation. He was a man who prayed very much, very hard in the past, and he received the revelation, many things concerning our Father. And this Arirang, the A meant high. In Chinese character, we write that. A means high, and Ri means truth, and Rang means bridegroom. So Arirang means the bridegroom who comes with truth from high place. So that means the Lord of Second Advent. So from long time, God already gave this song to Korean people, and He prophesied the coming of the Lord to Korea. And the first verse was written by our member, Mr. Yu, poet Mr. Yu, and that's 하늘, that means new heaven, 새 땅, and new earth. So new heaven and new earth is realized, is established, and we live together in harmony and peace. This is the meaning of first verse. And second verse is from original song. And it says, 나를 버리고 가시는 님은, the one who goes away, leaving me behind, will have a disease in foot before he goes to 4 kilometers. Shimni means 4 kilometers, very short distance. So he cannot leave me, it means that. Okay. You sing another song, Dutch song. I think your national leader, Hank, came back from America, and I think you heard from him about the American movement, so I'm not going to say about that. And I'd like to ask Austrian fundraising team come out and blessed couples, Dutch blessed couples.
Be a way of life and be a way of living. Harmony can be a way of life. We must start out by
everything at one time. If I speak my testimony, it takes me hours. So I don't want to speak just for a short time. Maybe. then only I speak only about the time when I was brought to our church. Only that period of time. Okay, very short one. But if if I speak only that part, it's not too interesting. Actually, you have to hear from the beginning, but just only small part is not too good. In 1950, Korean War broke out, and that time I was a student of a university, and it was Sunday morning when I heard that the North Koreans attacked South Korea, and that day was the birthday of my younger brother, so we just celebrated his birthday. But news came and the situation changed very rapidly, and the enemy was coming into Seoul. And on the 28th, 27일이나? In the morning of 27th, my house was just south of Han River. In Seoul there is a Han River, and there is a bridge, iron bridge. And in the early morning, I could hear a very big sound of explosion. So everybody woke up and everybody thought a big thing happened. And later I learned that Korean army exploded the Han River Bridge. The big span that blown up, and it was just like an explosion of a hydrogen bomb, atomic bomb. It's big, really big noise. And everybody woke up. And next day, and then I went up to the hill, and I could see the bridge was blown up, and many people were crossing the river by boat. But I was in south of Han River, therefore I didn't have to cross. And I lived with my father and my mother and my younger brothers, sisters. And that day I had to leave because I knew North communists, how they were terrible. And my family moved from North Korea to South. Therefore, if they find us, then just they'll maybe arrest us and they take us to North Korea. We don't know what will happen. Therefore, my father and I decided to leave my family and decided to flee south. That time I did not have anything, because we came down from North Korea. We fled down from North Korea to South. We had a house, but we did not have much money that time. And also it was Sunday, and the next, because that time was a very chaotic situation, confusion, so we could not have any money. And my father and I walked down to about 40 kilometers. We don't have anything to ride, just walked. And I had one raincoat with me, and I did not have anything. Just with one raincoat, and left my home. And my mother and my younger brother and sister, they stayed at home. And my father and I just walked down to south. Then we slept one day, and next day, and we heard that very many different news, some false news, all kinds of demas, and we could not know exact situation. It was very difficult. And then suddenly my father told me to go back to my home, because we left my mother and my brother's sisters. Therefore, he wanted to bring them back bring them down to south. So my father and I walked back, by small road. My house was that was a little bit hillside. And when we came near to my house, still there was much distance. There we found Korean army soldiers. That was front line already. So they were, reconnaissance? Reconnaissance, they were just, reconnaissance. They were deploying soldiers and they were looking for enemy, So we were stopped there. And they checked us because in many comments they wanted to go back to Seoul. So they wanted to identify who we are. It was a really dangerous position because if they find, if I cannot prove that I am South or I'm not a communist, then maybe they may shoot. But that's just front line. They can do anything they like. Nobody can claim anything. So, but that time I had a certificate, ID card, which identified me as the refugee from North Korea. So we had, in Korea we have a province and then county. And so, we had a county association, refugee association from county. So each county had that. I was a member of that county, refugees. Therefore, I had the ID card from that association. So I showed it. Then it proved, because North Korean refugees, they cannot be communists. So they knew. And the soldier was also from North Korea. So he knew. But he said to me not to go to the north. Not to go over the line, because he said it's very dangerous, and also there were some MPs and they just shoot you. So, and because my father was old, so he could go. They said my father could go alone, but not me. So my father and I had to separate there, and my father went to my home and I went down, so alone by myself. And that time I did not have anything to eat, So, but so I went to one house and I begged something. That was a small food. We have no side dish, just the rice. Even it was wheat rice, wheat. And I had it in a small bag.